Welcome everyone, you at our show Shalom from Olive Tree. We're going to talk today about the God's timing, God's seasons. What is about today, what God, they're doing today, what we're doing today. We have our teacher, Sergey Kuptsov. Hi Sergey, how are you?
Hi.
So, we're going to talk what is happening today?
Well, we'll try, to explain, because, it's very easy to reject many books from Bible, including Torah, and say, oh, but we don't need law, we don't need this, we don't need this and this and this. How Paul lived his life. How David was praying, he had the only law of Moses.
That's right.
And how it can be we came to this point, we're rejecting books and we're not ashamed even, and not knowing Torah, not knowing the law, we will never know what sin is about.
That's right.
It's a mirror, and Paul calls law a holy.
But there's some preachers screaming, we're not under the curse of the law.
That's right. Yes, Copeland, famous Copeland, the pilot. And how we can read this time, how we can read seasons, which are the feasts, how we can read the life itself.
For example, today we're right now in the season of Adar.
Yes, we will come here, and you know what? Do we need a healing, and what is healing about? There is a biggest joke right now in time of coronavirus. All the healing
crusade was cancelled.
That's how their gospel works, and biblical seasons, how it's important. And today church ignoring all the biblical seasons. They create the pastors' birthdays, church birthdays, whatever. They create their own feast and own dates, but they ignoring all the biblical seasons. And why we have a biblical season? Because there is a great plan of redemption. In this. And we actually rejecting the great plan of redemption, okay? Because of what we're building, we do not know what we're building. And talking about Adar, we're living now, if we do not know Torah, we do not know how to read Torah in Hebrew. And thank God we have friends who teach us the first language people living in Israel. We so appreciate them, and today's teaching based on what they taught us, okay? And if you do not know Hebrew language, if you do not know, if you do not have a Hebrew mindset, how you can read this time? For example, we're living in time, the March is according to Hebrew calendar, it's Adar. And how people in Hebrew reading this time, Adar, it's very easy. Aleph, Dalet, Resh. Aleph, the name of God.
And the spelling of Adar.
Yes. And Dar or Dara. It's a dwelling place where I live. And what's Adar? Well, okay.
So what does it mean from this? From the name, the month Adar.
That's right. Dwelling place for God.
Yes, the preparation of
preparation. And very interesting, it's a process.
And excuse me, and when you preparation, so you expect something. You preparation for what?
Yes, of course. And you're preparing this. Well, what you're doing, your cleansing process. Today, evangelicals teach us how to live better, how to make to make America great, and not a kingdom. But God doesn't care about how America great. God cares about His kingdom.
Yes.
How we build His kingdom, because the covenant in between two parts, Him and us. What we're building, what we're building. And there is many things in order in the Bible. If we're rejecting Torah and we cannot see those things, we cannot read and understand those things. And now, look. And very interesting, next month, Nisan, Nes, miracle, as you said, coming. hey, you should prepare, you should clean your house. Why are you cleaning your house? And the people, ha ha ha, doing
before the Passover.
Yeah, they laughing, and Hebrew people, why they doing? But you know, what is that? It's an example, yeah, of what? How we preparing ourselves, okay? And what we should prepare ourselves? What we can you open Exodus 25?
Verse 8.
Yes.
Book of Exodus, chapter 25, verse 8. Let them construct a sanctuary for me, that I may dwell among them.
Okay, first of all, in a real Hebrew text, there is no word among. In them. How we could know the real meaning of the line if we read it only in English? Not among them.
It's a big difference.
And look, and the absolutely big difference, because let them make a sanctuary. Who is making sanctuary? It's not the building churches or building churches. Let them make sanctuary. So I can live in them.
Yes.
That Paul said, you are the temple.
You are the temple.
And we know why the two temples were destroyed, but we never pay attention why they've been given, why tabernacle was given. You know, God doesn't need a dwelling place, a house, you know, built by dirty people. Because how holy can live in people build the house with hands, yeah. And okay, if we have, there is a reading in Hebrew, we understand that we have to prepare ourselves, Matthew 12, yeah, living sacrifice.
Living sacrifice.
That's, I'm a temple. I have to prepare myself. I have to build sanctuary for Most High in me. Okay, second question. It's a process. That's right. Process. Today is the process of salvation according to evangelicals and Enoch. Just read
Sinner's prayers.
You're all set.
Instantly.
Yeah, instantly. It's a huge, big religious virus in USA among those teaching, because they're absolutely about nothing, because God care about His kingdom. God wanted for us to build His kingdom. Beginning from us, He must live inside of us, not among. When among, we're building buildings and He live kind of socializing with us. No. And that's why they cancel all the healing crusades, because it doesn't work. It's absolutely deception. Because only miracle comes when you're preparing sanctuary.
Yes.
Miracle comes in month of Nisan. Remember, they ate
unclean, righteous
that's right.
place. Yes.
And they ate a lamb inside.
Yes, inside.
And the miracle happened. Yeah,
yes.
they united. Okay, let's go. God has a great plan, yes, to live in human being. It's a process of redemption. It's a process of salvation. You know, it's not new. It's begin from Adam time, yeah, from the garden.
Yeah.
And from Exodus 25 to the end, the God giving us this foundation and all the things of His great plan of redemption to mankind. How holy can live in unclean if I am unclean? Yeah, the big question. And there is a process started. There is a process started. Knowing and reading in Hebrew mindset, asking, learning from Hebrew people who knows how to read Torah, how to understand Torah. And people in Israel saying, if you are not restoring your temple, you're demolishing it.
You're demolishing, destroying. Yeah.
You know, temple giving, that's 2 temples were destroyed, and that's meant, because one Rav said, they've been destroyed before the physical temple, because inside, they saw it, you know. We rejecting all the seasons, all the feasts, which give us a process of learning how to build the tabernacle, you know, inside of us, by keeping feasts and seasons and learning deeper and deeper how to prepare our sanctuary for Him to live in us. It's not just like, and He does.
If we will study, you know, how the tabernacle built, we will know about our body.
Yeah, because there is a covenant. Covenant is 2 parts, you know, and God said in 25, let them make.
Yep.
God do not make sanctuary. You and me and the millions of others have to make that sanctuary. We're responsible on this planet to make sanctuary for Him.
Yep.
Not Him, oh, God working in me, God is doing it. That's baloney, it's a deception, it's knowing nothing and telling nothing, you know. That's just a demagogue's story. You know, that is, we are responsible to make inside of us throne for God. Not I am, not evangelical prosperity or whatever, to be better gospel, whereas we only all like prophecies and everything, how to gain material things. Oh, I am so blessed because I am good. And if you have no something this, or go and build like us, like we build.
Yes.
Because we, it's a kind of shows how blessed. Material, think how blessed they are. No, it's absolutely, in this case, Paul is a loser.
That's right.
He was beaten, he was persecuted, he was, you know, and all the...
He never would get prosperity.
Yes, yes, we're going. If we... and preparing sanctuary inside of us for God, it's our responsibility from the first day of God cleanse us as a day of when we accept Him. Cleanse Him, maybe a small part, and the rest we are doing. We're restoring this temple. If we are not doing this, we're demolishing. And all the evangelical teaching demolishing temple because they don't need it. You know, they're all set. Yesterday you were directed, tomorrow you can be a pastor. It's wrong. It's a process. How it can happen in 1 second. And the remes, if we knew remes, what is remes, what is drash and pshat and sod, we would know how to put clues in this, in Hebrew mindset. And the first we see the prototype of tabernacle not with Moses but with Abraham. His sacrifice and his stand, and the next.
He prepared the first, you know, the temple.
Yes, and next, and next
his prototype.
That's right. And next we see the Moses, But interesting, what was Moses interesting? Aaron, priest, anointed, priest. In Hebrew we read what? Anointed one, Mashiach.
Mashiach.
In Hebrew, we read Aaron as a high priest. Mashiach.
Title, Mashiach.
Mashiach, you know, because he's anointed.
Yeah, he's
and
anointed.
He in Leviticus, you know.
In David, you know.
Yes,
yeah.
and if there is no house, Aaron cannot do his things, We have to what? Tabernacle must be built first. Tabernacle. That's people business.
That's right.
You know, to dress in other things, work out your salvation, We're building tabernacle so priest Mashiach Aaron can get in. And in other things, this is a principle of redemption. That's a principle of redemption. And the rules, I would say, of redemption. And who is dressing Aaron up? People. People again, not God, people. And you know why in Aaron's kutanet dress like a different coloration? You know what this?
I don't know.
I mean,
Rope.
the rope. You know, that is because one of the ropes. You know, there is a no. We have a picture.
Yes,
remember?
Yes.
In the small. It's a first. He must look like Joseph.
Yes.
In his, you know, and that is a big coat of this all colorations. What the coloration?
This is the purpose, you know, why he has a different color on his robe.
And there is a
This
big
the
formulas.
Yes.
If you dig deeper, what each color represents something, and you know, in letters and meaning, and there's a big story behind this. And the second heel should look like David. That's right, because there is a two, suffering Mashiach and Mashiach as a king.
Yeah.
And he must have this uniform. You know how to be authorized to do things, you know, in temple, like we see the police on the road. He has a uniform.
Yes,
It's a part of authority.
Part of
you know,
authority.
Delegated authority. Preparation of tabernacle and dressing up, Aaron, responsibility of people. Today, Yeshua dressed up in golden. You know, why we should, and I will, you know, when it's prepared, I will be living in it. Redemption, covenant. There is always two parts. God and God said, let them make sanctuary. And I will try to there is always from bottom goes up. Let them make sanctuary and prepare and dress up, Aaron. And the miracle was come from.
That's right.
Not from the healing crusade, which doesn't work in this coronavirus time. If it does work, they will do it. They'll do this, you know. But God is doing this.
That's right.
You know, you cannot keep God in your pocket and say you have a healing crusade. That's an absolute deception. I don't know who goes and there, who does this. That's a covenant. You know, there is nothing with building a church for the pastor or for the small group people. What is miracle? I would say mystery in this. How we can build a place, holy place, if we are not holy? That we need Him to cleanse up, and we start. And to build a sanctuary, it's a mikdash, you know, mikdash word. If you're not building sanctuary, you will be forced to build something else.
That's right.
You know, something else. And very important to understand here what happened before they built tabernacle. They come out from Egypt, and the money and all richer things which they got,
gold, silver.
Yeah, they make golden calf. You know, golden calf. What is the wrong with a golden calf? Not only a product they made, their hearts. They've been proud what they made. They use means of God gave them in their coming out of Egypt,
you know,
to worship Him. They made a golden calf, and today they dress up Jesus, or we call Yeshua HaMashiach of Israel. They made him the gold. You know, today Jesus give them a reflection of gold, richness, and the proud of them. Let's do the big buildings. Oh, we have 60,000 people over this, well, this and this and this. It's everything fake. It doesn't work, you know. And second, they accept that as a sacrifice golden calf, you know. And third, that's they spend the money on it, you know. You should know where you're spending your money, and for what, and what you're building. You know, and look, before it's order. They come out from Egypt, yeah, from the world, they before. And they build golden calf. Today, evangelicals and Rome, they build golden calf because they are happy with what they build. They are happy with themselves.
This is why it's happy, you know, the biggest number of coronaviruses in Italy. Yeah.
Maybe,
Guys,
yeah. No, but you know, God taking, who behind this? God himself.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
God remind who is a commander-in-chief, you know. And God doesn't like those things, make America great. Or
He won't correct us.
Yes, God want to make his kingdom.
Yes.
He want for us to make, if we are not doing his kingdom, we are against his great plan of redemption.
That's right.
You know, that is a big thing. We're building wrong building. We're building, we built wrong religious system.
We
you
built
know,
the wrong
and
Messiah.
we're so happy with this. We built wrong, we dressed up Messiah in gold and stuff.
Right.
You know,
Put
and
everything on him.
yes. And we're happy when we're giving material things and we're gaining material things. We're so happy and everything, you know. But God, they're reminding us, it's not the last days of this coronavirus time, because it was before, it was because
right.
God exiled the Hebrew people, persecute, you know, and there was many things. Everything twice. We're forgetting that in Bible, everything twice. Who built the golden cup? Not on them, only them there. Today, the people build golden calf as a church, as a religious system, whatever, you know, and God shaking this. God
yes.
reminding He is a commander-in-chief, and He is giving you
I'm going to correct you.
Yeah, yes, hey, take out for what is in your heart, you know, repent, and you have to destroy golden calf. And take this gold, silver, yeah, and
what
copper.
Represent what? The gold
Babylon, yeah, Roman,
Roman
Greeks, yeah, and the copper, Romans. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you taking this, what God gave you in Egypt, you know, destroy the golden calf.
Yes.
And look what happened after golden calf. There was a big tragedy. Many people were killed, you
yes.
know.
Yeah.
And we have to be very careful. God is jealous God. He's care about his kingdom, not a great America or great Italy or great China, whatever, you know. We have to be focused on building his kingdom. We have to be focused to make a sanctuary inside of us, to be a sacrifice, living sacrifice for him, you know what. And there is a God give us a second chance. We should break it down. We should take it what left and use it in building his
yes,
kingdom,
yes, yes.
his sanctuary. We should know where you're giving your money.
Yes.
That's a big sin as well, you know.
Absolutely.
With a big
when
sin
your investment, when your investment.
Yes, and you cannot continue with golden calf. You cannot, you know, because God doesn't like that. And the problem in their heart, who build hearts, who build the golden calf, their hearts. But God's saying, I will dwell in you, yeah?
Yes.
Not among you.
I
in
will
real.
dwell in you.
Yeah, and it's very easy to reject in South of America to read the Torah, understand the Torah, and not reading some evangelicals books which is absolutely zero meaning with according to the Bible. Who brought this virus? God behind this, God himself. He reminded.
Just a second. I would like to give you some tip. From the Hebrew language, karana, they have the same root. What we eating not cooked, of course, unclean food like a pork, shrimp, and this is meaning, what we put inside our body. Because we ignoring, the whole this kosher, the culture.
God want to cleanse us.
He want to cleanse us.
Cleanse us.
And this is, the corona, this.
Cleanse
this
us.
is, the something.
Including food,
yes,
cleanse us,
absolutely.
our hearts.
Absolutely.
So we can start a new beginning to build his sanctuary.
Absolutely. Yes, he want to cleanse.
Yes. And the miracle will come.
A miracle would come after that.
In time of Nisan,
Yes.
miracle will come.
When you prepare, your tabernacle, when you cleansing, when you preparing, when you expecting, the guest is coming, He's coming.
He cares about His kingdom.
He's coming.
Yes.
He's coming.
Yes.
This is very important.
You should
Just
know feast, season, rules, and Torah.
Prepare
Yes.
your tabernacle.
Yes.
Shalom.